Surely he's not folding that. No way he's folding that.
Here we go, King of Diamonds, Jack of Clubs. Have pocket sevens at risk, the suits are covered. Oh.
What a flop.
That's a great flop. Oh, a royal flush.
Michael could be
gonna be a lot,
representing
though.
It's going to be a monstrous.
Wow.
What a decision for Craig now. You can see he's in the blender. I'm not sure this line makes a lot of sense from Michael. That's why we've got Craig. He's put it in!
How good.
Unbelievable, Craig Abernathy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our main event final table. My name is Jordan Bromley. I'll be commentating for you. Down to a winner today. There's definitely going to be plenty of play ahead.
Thank you very much to everyone who is joining us live tonight for the coverage. If you're in the future watching the replay, I hope you're enjoying it as well. Again, my name is Liam Murray.
G'day everyone, welcome to the Poker Pulse podcast. We're back. It's been about a month. We've all been pretty busy. As you can see, I'm once again joined by my fabulous co-hosts Catherine Young and Troy McLean. And down the bottom right-hand corner, you can see someone you might have known from the Australian poker scene. He's been on feature tables streaming. He's also now commentating them as well. So it's Mr. Liam Murray. How are you, Liam?
Mate, all the better for being here. Thank you very much for having me. I was waiting for my next victory to get called up, but we're still waiting for that. So I've had to weasel my way in after joining the commentary booth. So it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, it has been about a month or so. We've been busy, and it's been quite hard to get the gang together. Cathy, she's over in California at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah, San Francisco right now.
Wow.
Having the time of her life, apparently. Every day is the best day she's ever had.
Yeah. She just keeps rolling it on to the next one. She was in Disneyland the other day.
I do good activities, but I don't, I don't.
What? It actually, like, I mentioned this to you before, but like the way that you post on social media, it's the best. Like, honestly, it's so good. It is genuinely so good seeing someone just having such a good time. And I know that you would have days where you don't want to post like that, but I'm a huge fan of the positive content you're putting out there. So don't let Troy tell you not to do it, all right?
I actually messaged her off Instagram, was like, that looked sick, that the Yosemite fucking park.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's... You know what is so funny? Because like a poker player would like poker pilgrimage is going to the World Series main event, right? Like that is on everyone's bucket list. You've traveled all the way, but no one ever does like 2 weeks seeing anything else, and like
I know it burns me. So I'm like, you know what?
And I'm guilty of it as well because like it's going to the World Series is such a fun thing. But you've traveled 16 hours to get there. You could travel another 3 and go and see some other stuff.
That's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm probably not going to do anything else apart from.
Yeah.
I've got Joe and Nellie's wedding, so I'll do that.
Yeah, that will be sick. I think that'll be a really good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Joey Wiseman and Nellie Park getting married.
Yeah, it should be good. Can't wait.
Craig, did you know that Catherine's looking for an American husband?
Is she?
Yeah, apparently she's offering bounties as well.
Wow. Yeah, look out. You might see her down Commerce Casino in LA or something like that.
Chuck her in the 100-200 game, see what happens.
Yeah, get her on stream as a influencer. How about that?
No.
The official Cathy.
Oh!
No, yeah, let's do that. Some of that. You guys will love me on the stream in America. They've never seen anyone like me.
And obviously we've got Troy as well. He had a big series at PlayLive. Is that right, Troy? How was it?
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. Only ended up down just a little bit, but had lots of cashes, heaps of deep runs. So, no, can't complain. It was good.
And you're off to...
Can't complain, yet you do.
No, I didn't complain. I wasn't complaining. I had a good series. Only down small. We'll take that.
And the rest of us are back in Oz, living the dream. I'm running the Australian poker schedule, which I'll just give a quick shout out to. That's a website that I run. It's got all of the Australian poker series on it that's happening this year. We've got events now in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, the Gold Coast, Newcastle, Albury, everywhere in between. And so you can go to that website. You can check out what's coming up. You can plan your year out. You can also check out stats, results. We share some news on there as well. Something we did about a month ago also was the first live version of the Australian Poker Schedule's Fans Choice Awards. And that's where I was lucky enough to have Liam doing the hosting. He stepped in at the last minute. He saved us all from listening to my dribble. And he did a fantastic job. He actually put a lot of prep into that too, I know. And he looked the part, had the suit on, and did a great job. How'd you find that? Did you enjoy doing that, Liam?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've always enjoyed that style of, I guess, I'm going to say, I don't really have a better term for it, but, that sort of style of, I guess, performance. So, but yeah, no, it was really fun to be involved in some recognition for people who work really hard to make everything we love about the Australian poker scene possible. And it was nice to take, a sort of moment to recognise everyone who works so hard. We see winners' trophies and we see winners' photos, but we often, maybe we see a post at the end of every event thanking the staff and that. But without you guys, we'd all be turning over every second card while we were self-dealing. So, it's much appreciated, and I was very thankful to be involved in it. I'll run the stream for Craig next time as well. But no, it was super fun, and I would personally like to take a little moment just to acknowledge how much effort Craig put into that presentation. Unfortunately, he was probably let down by a little bit of technology in the sense of, how hard it was, to sort of watch concurrently. But yeah, there were plenty of nights where I messaged Craig at 2 a.m. and Craig was like, no, I'm not going to bed till at least 5. Often a thankless task, being involved in that kind of presentation, but the Australian community thanks you for it, Craig. So thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a big effort, but no, it's worth it. I think the poker community needs it. And I mean, just some of the reactions too, like, there was some people that we sort of knew that were going to win the award, like Chris Waddy, obviously very deserving in media. It was pretty much, he was odds-on favourite to win that award. But then just the reactions that I saw from someone like Pedro Matos, Chris Fiddies, and even Amanda, when they got the award, like it was, they know themselves, like it's a team effort, and they weren't expecting to get the awards, but they were really taken back by it, and I thought it did its job, and hopefully it's bigger and better next year. We'll get some more sponsors on board, and we'll be able to get you a new suit for the next awards. Who knows?
Drop a couple of X's off the tag, and we'll be right.
Yeah, you're probably going to need one. Yeah.
No, I thought. Honestly, was lucky enough to be there while Pedro was speaking, and Pedro made reference to essentially the Australian poker community becoming his family in Australia, which was really nice. Because so much of everything that makes being a reg or being a dealer traveling around is the camaraderie that we have. On your days off, or for example, you bust a 1K or whatever, and you're at the Ville and you jump in the pool with,
4 different people who you might not have spoken to, but you know, that Pedro's speech in particular made it, you know, really quite clear to me about everything that we love about the game and why it's so special. So yeah, it was a really nice moment to be a part of.
Yeah, and the guys at Queen Bees did a fantastic job. A lot of their staff were there and put in a lot of effort. Yeah, so hopefully it's something that everyone gets behind. We'll probably start taking nominations a bit earlier this year and voting and try and have it again in January next year. So I'll be looking forward to that. And hopefully we'll get Liam back.
I'm available. Calling it now.
Yeah, we might be able to afford you then. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I'll squeeze you in, mate. Threats.
Just as long as Aussie Millions, it isn't on when the Aussie Millions is on.
as long as the plan goes that I win the main, you'll still get me. I'll be able to do it for mates threats. Yeah, no pressure. I mean, I know that Troy is also planning on winning the main, so we might have to chop it. So
seems fair.
Seems fair. Both overdue.
If anyone does want to go back and watch that, it's on the Australian Poker Schedule's website and YouTube. You can get out there. I did actually edit it up so that most of the videos is watchable. The audio was all perfect. It was just had a few issues with internet that meant some of Liam looked like he was a bit of a robot. And
that was before my hip.
There was a few frames missing with the live camera there, yeah.
Like you look like you lost heaps of weight, bro.
Yeah, no, it's been good. I haven't lost any in the last few months, but I just had a pretty hectic surgery, which should make exercise a lot easier. So yeah, I just had a total hip replacement on my left hip. Yeah, which is
Or are you good?
Sorry?
Are you sore or are you good?
Yeah, no, I mean it's about as crazy a surgery as you can get. But with the operation I had, you know, you really need to work harder after the first 12 to 18 months. And one of the easiest ways you can do that is exercising more. And with my hip, I was just really finding it pretty hard. So yeah, we went off and I'm now Robocop. So
fuck yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But yeah, nah, sitting at like 68 kilos. So yeah, it's been pretty transformative.
Really?
Unreal.
Yeah.
Catherine's
like, that's my whole body.
No, I just think that's amazing. I'm really proud of you.
Also want to acknowledge the last episode we did. Obviously, that was huge. I want to thank each and every one of the 6,000 odd viewers that tuned in to watch that episode. And we were obviously, I think Cathy, I remember Cathy and I, we were sort of, you know, requesting we get to 500 subscribers by the end of the episode. And I think we smashed through that. We've got 750 or heading towards to 1,000 now. So
yeah, I thought we were going to hit 1,000 after that. I was like, wow, we should come far.
That's obviously the next goal. So please, if you enjoy the video or if you can, just like and subscribe. It's completely free and it does help us a lot. And I just, you know, get 6,000 viewers, probably, you know, less than 20% subscribe. But if you can do that, it's really easy to do. And yeah, you'll never miss a Poker Pulse episode. We try and keep everyone on the pulse. We try and talk about everything. There's nothing we won't talk about. So yeah, we enjoy it, don't we, guys?
Yeah, and I think it's important we talk about any kind of topic, no matter how you know, we get all these comments, we get the positives and the negative comments, and we take it all on board. So we are really glad that we got the kind of engagement and the interaction that we did. Like, we don't just want to hear just the positives. Like, it was good that everyone wanted to get involved, everyone wanted to have their opinions heard, and we're here for it, and we're happy to chat and discuss all the opinions. So thank you guys for getting involved with that as well.
Yeah, I had people reaching out to me personally and everything, and it was great. There's a lot of feedback. 99% of it was all positive too, and we sort of acknowledged some of the stuff that we could have done better. You know, it was the one obviously talked about. It's a tough discussion, cheating in the Australian poker community. Obviously Chris Skinner, and then we had Jade Mitchell join us. It wasn't we didn't have a long preparation leading up to that episode. You know, we sort of just had it hit the sort of social media and public spotlight. So we got together and we made sure we could do a podcast, and it was the best we could do. There was, most of the people that tuned in, I believe they were sort of aware of the situation. They sort of knew all the details, so we sort of didn't rehash the, exactly what had happened with Jade's situation, but it's all out there. So, we maybe could have done that bit better, but overall, I thought, we did our best. And what did you think of that intro, the Principal Skinner intro? I had a lot of fun with that.
I had people that didn't recognize, didn't realize all the little bits and pieces to it the first time. And then they watched it again and they thought it was absolutely hilarious.
That's one of those cartoons.
I thought the Easter eggs in the back were the best, like the van, the van in the back and
the BYO chips.
It was spectacular. It was a if you know kind of reference, which I love those. So you really nailed that.
Yeah, no, I had a bit of fun with that. But it was a serious conversation at the end, and we made it pretty clear that what we thought of it. And so we'll rule a line through that. We're trying to do a positive episode once in a while, and this one's one of them. But before we get into that, I just wanted to have a bit of a serious chat for a minute, just about something that we need.
You're in trouble, Troy. Playing too many tables again.
No, it's not about Troy, but he is naughty. Are you playing at the moment, Troy?
No, not at the moment. I will be later tonight.
No, poker is obviously a thriving and growing game. It includes obviously more and more women participating in it. And that's fantastic, both not just players, but staff, venue staff. And there's been some behaviour over the last 6 months or so that, there's just no place for it in the game. And I just want to make it very clear that if, it is only a very small percentage of people, obviously, but if you're someone who wants to be abusive or disrespectful to the women in our game, and this includes the players, people that work in poker, even the staff, security and bar staff at that venue. Let's be very clear. If it can be considered harassment and sexual harassment, it can be intimidation. And if you do behavior like that makes someone feel unsafe and not want to be in that position and they're uncomfortable about it, then there's no place in our game for that. It's not a joke. It's not banter. It's not part of some old boys club, you see from the 60s or something. Alcohol is no excuse for it. So if something you do or say is perceived as threatening or uncomfortable to any of these females at work or play, then that's serious and needs to be called out. I'll call it out. And I've got no problem supporting any operator that does the necessary punishments, whether that's bans or just exclusion from a tournament or whatever. It's not acceptable. So I just want to make that very clear, and there's zero tolerance for it.
This is one that I'm pretty passionate about because my wife is someone who loves to play poker, and I'm very comfortable protecting my, standing up for my wife or standing in for her, but I know that she doesn't need it. It's on us as men and on us as players and on us as poker community members to actually make the game more inviting. You should be able to wear what you want, dress how you like, without judgment in all of the community, not just poker. But if I couldn't say it to my mum, or I wouldn't want you to say it in front of my mum, why are you saying it in public? Catherine should be able to play and feel comfortable playing without knowing that Craig or Troy or me are all going to stand up for her, because poker is just a game that we all love. And I really want to take this opportunity to motivate anyone who is a witness to any kind of behavior like that. Please stand up for those who need support. It doesn't have to be, hey, don't speak to her like that. It can just be, hey, Catherine, are you okay? You know, like, you don't need to stand up for Catherine. I'm sure she's happy standing up for herself, but we as men and we as poker community members need to remind people that they are supported and they are welcome. So
yeah, and it's not about being the knight in shining armor and
not at all,
and getting into a fisticuffs yourself or whatever. But it's just about standing up for what's not right. And we're not talking about any specific incidents or any particular operator, but most of them are. It's more so
Honestly,
the players that
so many good eggs. There really are. Like I can personally say myself, like I feel like a good 90% of the time you feel really, really comfortable, good, safe, and then it's unfortunately that 10% that can just ruin it for everyone. But I think there are a lot of good eggs in the poker community. So thank you to everyone who is already kind of, doing everything to make this environment.
Thank you to everyone who's being human.
Yes. Yes. Thank you to people like yourself, Liam, and for what you're saying right now. Like, I really stand by this, and I appreciate the conversation, because it's a conversation that I feel like shouldn't have to be had, but should be had if things are still going on and people are uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's about preventing it, prevention rather than a cure, right? Just the behaviour is just, there's no place for it.
Just stamping it out. Like, don't laugh along. Like if someone says something that is offensive, just don't laugh. Like, it's not funny. Like, I'm quite outspoken on this topic in particular, because like I just think that like there's no room for being a grub anywhere, and especially at the table.
Yeah, and if someone comes up to me and says, they're not going to play poker there again because this happened, that really upsets me, because that shouldn't have happened in the first place, right? It's not up to the operator. They're obviously going to come down hard of it, as they all do. I'll come down hard of it. I'll back them to the hills with that. But you've already done the damage, right? So we want a game where it's conclusive and everyone, gets along, and there's no place for that. Even like disgusting jokes, no place for it. Zero tolerance. So I just wanted to talk about that and call that shit out. I'm not putting up with it. Now, as I said, positive stuff. PlayLive. PlayLive had a huge series. I didn't personally attend. I was watching it from afar on some of the streams. You were probably a bit busy doing some other stuff, Cathy. And Liam, I didn't see you down there, but Troy, you were there. What do you think of PlayLive firsthand? They had a $2 million series. It was their Melbourne Millions. It was their first attempt for that. It just, this year, it's took over the time for January when no Aussie Millions, and it is a perfect time, obviously. The tennis is on and all of that. How'd you find it?
No, I thought it was extremely good. There was only a few small issues that I found when I was there, but I think overall it was done fantastically, and the food and beverages and everything, it's a huge bonus compared to if you're playing at a place like Crown where you get the same rake and you get nothing for it. So I think it's a very big win for poker in Victoria for sure.
I think it's so important to support independence as far as like, the non-mega companies who are out there trying to do their best.
Those guys.
I unfortunately didn't get a chance to attend. We had just had our second baby, but I'm very much looking forward to getting down to supporting the PlayLive crew, and hopefully checking them out when I'm down in Victoria later in the year for the Aussie Millions. So,
well, they just did two massive things. Like, first of all, they had Abby. Like, you might know her as AbbyPoker or Abby Merck, but she was down there promoting it. Like, she did a video beforehand. She was down there. She's doing vlogs every day for it. And then I thought that was already big enough, like, to get someone international like her to come to PlayLive. But then the news broke that they had some really, really big poker stars like Alex Foxen and Abby as well, and other notables, and they're all investing in PlayLive too. So what do we think of that? Hey guys, it's Abby.
Hey everyone, this is Alex Foxen.
Hi, this is Jeremy Ausmus.
Hey, this is Eric Baldwin.
I'm so excited to announce that I'm joining PlayLive as a co-owner.
I'm excited to join PlayLive as a new owner.
I'm excited to join PlayLive as a supporter and part owner.
I'm excited to join PlayLive as a co-owner.
and big supporter of the Australian poker scene.
Hey everybody, we're extremely excited about the new amazing people joining the PlayLive team and helping us support our growth and the journey to build what we believe will be the best poker operation in the world. For those of you who are here, you've probably seen Abby and Eric come down, and we hope to get you many other special guests in 2026 and beyond. Look out for lots of other huge things, including our live stream, which as the time of recording is about to start for the first time ever. Thank you guys so much again, and see you at PlayLive.
Yeah, look,
Huge.
yeah, it is huge. I mean, obviously, the more eyeballs on Australian poker, the better, and there's no better way of doing that than putting some of the best players in the world here, and a poker influencer like Abby, who's got that many followers, that's come down here and vlogging, and she did a fantastic job. I watched all of her videos every day. Just a normal.
I saw Troy talking to her a lot.
Really? we told him to.
We were like, talk to her.
Troy might be looking for American citizenship.
You got me.
You got me looking for that YouTube superstar.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no,
I actually stacked her. Oh no, she doubled me up. Thankfully.
Oh my god.
I made the blind.
How did she double you up?
Well, I had 7 big blinds, and I said I'm probably going to go all in very last.
That's more than you usually have.
So you went all in blind?
No, I didn't actually go all in blind. On the video, she said I went all in blind, but I actually looked and I went all in, and then she woke up with 8s, and yeah, we held. So it was the last hand of the night for a $350 tournament, and I didn't really want to go into day 2 with 5 or 6, 4 or 5 big blinds. Yeah, so
yeah,
it was a win.
Well done.
We'll
Yeah, and obviously I should so I do. I want to mention with PlayLive, obviously being in Victoria, the laws in Victoria are a little bit different to where I'm fortunate enough to play in Queensland and New South Wales. So the way it works in Victoria is you're not allowed to take a rake. So all of the money collected for all the prize pool has to go back to the players. But the way PlayLive, obviously, I don't want to say get around it, but the way they use the series so that it's still viable.
The way they operate within the legislation.
Yeah, so it's viable for them. Obviously, you've got dealers and streams, and there's some huge costs for the streams. I'll talk about that in a sec. But so they have a hospitality charge on top of the buy-in. And I'm glad to see in the Grand Prix series, the structure they just put up, it's published clearly. It's not, you don't have to look, do you, Troy? That latest Grand Prix structure series, it actually has 200 plus 50 or whatever that hospitality charge is. So,
I think in Australia poker, we just need to normalise that as well.
Yeah.
Having
exactly.
the amount of rake on every.
I don't think that shouldn't be a big deal. Like that should just be now like just a normal thing where you look at a structure, you know exactly what you're getting, and end of story.
Well, PlayLive were the last ones not to do it, I believe. Poker Palace started doing it about a month ago, and I, you should have seen the grin on my face, the smile. I'm like, here we go, finally, and they're doing that now, and now PlayLive as well. You shouldn't have to go looking. It should just be there in front, and it is. Yeah, it's standard, right? And it is. And now they've done it.
It's just as important as everything else that they put on that thing. So by them saying that they can't fit it in or whatever, I think it's there.
Yeah, it's all there now. So that's good to see. So no, they had a great series. It was a 2 million estimate. 2 million guaranteed, and they got 4.7 million series in total. Wow. So that was huge. They absolutely smashed it. They did have that stream going as well. And just on the stream, obviously, that was a brand new, fresh setup. They had a genius come down, Matty Marshall. Shout out to him. He's done the stream for Australian Poker Tour before and Kings, I believe. I asked him for his expertise. He went down there, but it was PlayLive that actually fit the bill for all the cameras, RFID tables, cards, and everything in between that's involved in that stream. And that was a really, really good production. I'm not sure if any of you guys tuned in, but I actually really enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed the commentary. Did you watch it or tune in?
Yeah, do you know how expensive those cards are just for one deck?
Isn't every card worth about $1? Like $1 a card?
More.
Way more. Way more.
Yeah, it's about $2.50 a deck. Like it works out to be about $5 a card.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
super expensive. I think it even might be more than that. I think it's like $400 or $500.
I think there's different ones you can get. Maybe if you got the faded spade ones, which obviously the ones they use on Poker Go, they might be more. But what if anything? They're NFC tags or RFID. They have a chip in them.
And not only did they stream, but they streamed mixed games. Like, I love the fact that the end of the series was just like a whole mixed game put on by Mixed Game Academy. They had 10K horse. Like, that was like, I feel like that's like a new level of like what we should be seeing in poker. Like, it's not just like the 5Ks that are being streamed of normal Texas Hold'em. Like, we're actually streaming mixed games. And I think that is broadening the audience of poker. It's broadening, like normalizing mixed games. Like, anyone can play, anyone should be able to play. It's normalizing being able to just, be able to watch that as just a normal thing. And I really like to see that. So I actually have to shout out Mixed Game Academy for that, and PlayLive, and the whole idea behind what they did there. I think that was really good.
Yeah, I was spewing because when they released the PlayLive schedule, I just looked at that and I didn't realize that it backed onto the mixed game schedule. So I just did a package and booked my accommodation for just the PlayLive schedule. And then towards the end of the series, I found out that this whole thing was happening. I was spewing because I'd already made plans after the mixed games.
It's like you need to check out the. There's a website. There's a website that someone does.
Catherine, do you happen to know where that website is? How can Craig possibly?
Could be called the Australian Poker Schedule.
Yeah, rather than looking at PlayLive and not seeing Mixed Games Academy and seeing that backs onto APL and seeing that backs onto WPT.
No, I wasn't planning on playing another series. I thought.
You check out my website. It's got them all there. They're all chronological. They're in order. They follow the. What do we call they follow the, is it the Roman calendar? January through to December.
Okay, you tell us.
Yeah. That's, anyway, you don't have, it follows the normal calendar. You can do that. So, but I just wanted to go back to talking about the commentary and the stream, because obviously we've got Liam here, who is a commentator. But I found the commentary really good. I actually clipped up. There was actually a couple of really interesting hands. I didn't have time to clip them all up because they,
Poor Des.
That
poor Daniel Des.
I might play that clip right now.
Desmond with pocket kings.
Katie with the pocket twos. Even easy to call.
Standard defend.
Call, yeah. Kings can go either way here. Don't need much protection. And Katie
low.
I am
the raise.
a big fan of this raise.
Not loving life.
Not
with
loving
the
life.
kings.
I mean, and Katie can turn a lot of backdoor flush draws. This would be quite sick if she manages to pull off a triple barrel bluff here.
Does opt to fire the second barrel.
He's purely bluff catching.
So we just have lightning right off the bat.
Okay.
But look at this from Katie Lowe.
3 million.
3 million
Okay,
announced.
I like this sizing if you're not going to go all in.
Leaving yourself a little bit behind in case she does get looked up.
This is sick. This bluff makes me want to marry her. Get in line, buddy. Oh my god.
And he does put it in the bin.
All
and
right.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely right.
Oh, done.
Yeah.
Poor Dan.
Yeah. That hand was actually 10 minutes, and I got it into 1 minute. I had to
Wait,
realign
what?
all
That was a 10-minute hand.
Sick bluff.
Yeah, I mean, it's less about him and more about her. Like, I don't want to take away from the courage that it takes to run.
That could have been
bluff
Troy.
on
That would have been
screen.
awesome. Why wasn't it Troy? If Troy made
Because
that
Troy
final
Troy's never in that stage of the tournament.
Because I'm too big of a whale to fold kings there. I just call like, if you got it, whatever.
You got it. Show me the deuces. Oh, yeah, you got
Exactly
deuces.
like how I
I'm a
busted the
genius.
3K on the stream. Cooper's just fucking turns trips.
Yeah, the part you don't see is Daniel Desmond folded kings 4 times to get to that point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kings are no good, but anyway.
Throughout the tournament, Kings, it's only not even the best pair. So, no, it was good. I put up that reel and I got about 10,000 views on YouTube. We got like 10,000 on Instagram and Facebook. It was actually really good. But what made it was the commentary. Lamar, Luke Martinelli, and Josh Abity. I don't know if it's just the American accent from New York or, I don't know. He's got a voice for commentary, I reckon. That's something you're going to have to compete with, Liam. Can you do an American accent?
Mate.
Can you do an American accent?
I don't have to.
No, you don't have to. You're enjoying the commentary?
Yeah, no, it's actually been really fun. So in the last couple of years, my life's changed pretty dramatically. In the sense of, I got married, started a family, and we've now extended our family to 2 kids. So being involved in the commentary side of things allows me to be in the mix in the game, but it just also means that I don't have to be away from the family for a really long time. I'm very lucky to have a super supportive wife in my wife Taylor, but I love being at home with the kids as well. So I'm off to APT in Melbourne in I think about 10 days time to look after the stream for the streamed events there. But yeah, that'll be 5 days away, and then I'll be home to be doing every bottle and every nappy for the next 2 weeks after. But
when
yeah, no, it's
sorry. When
sorry,
you're commentating, do you miss playing? Because I mean,
mate, I miss playing right now. Like there's a self doubt in on Queen Bees, and I'd like to be there. So no, but in all seriousness, I watching the game as much as you do while you're commentating. It really sharpens your own tools, like yourself as a player. And I've spoken about it plenty in the past, but I'm very lucky to have a talented network of friends like you are, Troy, that are some of the best in the game. And yeah, no, I definitely miss playing, and I'd love to be in every Centurion or every Goliath or every Drakakis that runs, but it's just not part of my calendar at the moment. Especially being away from home, but if there's a local 1K or a local 2K, I'll still try and flick it in. But yeah, no, being involved in the commentary booth makes it I feel like I'm there.
That's good.
How'd you figure out that you had when was the first time that you commentated, and how did you figure out that you were just good at it, just as good as you are?
Thank you. Jordan Bromley is one of my best mates, and Jordan has been at the helm for the APL stream for many, many years. And yeah, I've just always enjoyed, I guess, being the center of attention to some degree.
Media people, am I right?
Yeah, media people. But no, in all seriousness, just jumping in the booth with Jordan and just enjoying the banter with him. And yeah, Jordan's had a pretty transformative change in his life as well. He'll be traveling a lot in the new year. And yeah, it gave me an opportunity to look after the booth for him while he was getting set up in his travels. But yeah, look, the opportunity with APT was too big, and I'm very much looking forward to being aligned with APT in the future and other independents in general. So I'm going to take the opportunity and take the platform to mention that if anyone else is looking for commentary services, please get in contact. I'm definitely interested and definitely available. So
yeah, and the other thing with that, I think I've listened to you commentating over. I think you might have even first commentated even over a year ago, just voluntarily at one of the series. I don't even know if it was APL, it was just somewhere. And, I could tell that, you had a potential to do it. Obviously, it's something you've worked on. People give you feedback, you talk to other people, you listen to other commentators and working with someone. It's like anything, just being that sponge, and you sort of just, learn and listen and go.
I think,
just the feedback.
Like I said, I've got a very talented network of friends around me, and Jordan is extremely good. But got to give a shout out to Braden Jinks as well. Braden has been instrumental in my development as a commentator.
He's my favourite. Yeah,
and for anyone who knows Jinxie, you'll know that he's just an absolutely hilarious bloke. But he knows his poker inside and out as well. One of the biggest things he told me is that you just don't need to fill the dead space. Like if there's a moment of, if Jack 7 opens on the button and big blind folds 9 do so, you don't need to make a big deal out of it. So filling the dead air in commentary is really hard. Like sometimes silence is awkward, but like it takes away from the takes a lot away from the power of what you have to say if you just fill the air with oh yeah, you know what I mean, like so that's a really fine balance, and I think it's something that I think it's something that I've developed a little bit, and hats off to Jinxie and hats off to Jordan for sharing their talents with me.
Yeah, I think it's something you've sort of got to have that bit of a gift of the gab of potential initially, and then you got something to work with, Chris Waddy, obviously he does some commentary as well, and he does some very good commentary. But
I mean, what doesn't Chris do?
That's exactly. What can't he do? He's just
honestly,
yeah.
You're just not allowed to give away all our secrets, Liam. That's the only.
Yeah, actually, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Troy,
that's what I want to talk about.
I'll tell you what.
Seriously, let's talk
I don't know too many of the secrets. That's why I'm in the booth. No, I have my own way of discussing strategy, but I'm certainly not going to be the guy who's going to be revealing why someone does something. It's like I said, very thankful to have the talented friends around me who teach me as much as they do, but I'm not one to give away the lessons that I've been taught. So.
I personally think that's all garbage. What do you reckon, Troy? I think I like it. I mean, there's that much from my point of view, and I'm happy to be wrong here. I understand. Look, there are some pros that that don't like commentators, exposing the correct strategy and everything.
Let me rewind.
I like it. Yeah, and there's so much content out there.
What I was getting at there is that I'm not a guy who's in The Sims. Like, I'm not someone who, and I don't want to pretend to be either, because, like, there are so many of my friends and so many of my colleagues in the poker scene who are like, it makes you feel like not wanting to play. Like when,
exactly.
Like, if you speak to someone like, let's say, Aaron Neuron, for example, right? Like, you can give him a dynamic, and he will give you the chart before he even looks at it, and that's not me as a poker player. And there are plenty of people, but I thought that Luke Martinelli was exceptional in the PlayLive booth. Luke is as talented as a poker player gets, but he's extremely eloquent with his words as well.
Yeah.
So he's a perfect mix of being able to know exactly what's going on, but also explain it really well. And that's sort of what I meant is that, like,
I watch a lot of streams. I love watching all of them, APLs, PlayLives, APTs, and I don't want to listen to a coaching video, and so it's good that you've got commentators that have that personality. Jinxie is sort of the best of both worlds, in my opinion. That's why he's my favourite, because he does have that really technical knowledge, but I don't think he over-explains it. And even if he does, a few people get upset about.
I think he did at the start. I think he's reined it in.
Yeah, I think he might have reined it in a bit, but even so, like, there's so much coaching and stuff on YouTube. I can find all that far better than watching a stream anyway. The stream I just enjoy watching because, you do get to pick up a few little tips and stuff on how people play, and someone like Jinxie is obviously great. So I wouldn't worry about that. Obviously, Liam's not that Solval type of guy that provides a coaching video when he's commentating for anyone anyway. So
I mean, I can.
No, I just prefer your jokes about. I like your Steve Smith cricket jokes.
I thought you'd like
references to biscuits and all sorts of snacks and
very quick-witted, Liam.
Thank you, Catherine.
Yeah. So
let me find you an American husband.
But Liam,
he's already found me an American wife, apparently.
Liam works on his commentary too. I know he does. Like, he sits up late at night while he's baby's crying, and
I actually paused Jordan and I called the commentary myself and then make Taylor listen. So.
No, it's definitely improved too.
She'd throw me out if that was
not that it was terrible, but it's actually improved, and it's getting to a point now where it's actually very good. So keep working on it. Before I wrap up on PlayLive, I just wanted to say there was something interesting that happened just in their main event and the payouts and the way it unfolded. So there was 2 tables of 5 and 5. The players are hand for hand, and at the same hand, we had 3 all-ins on one table and 2 all-ins on the other table. So and what happened was 3 people ended up busting in the same hand. So normally what would happen if there was just 2 people on the same table that bust to get the pay jumps, you decide that based on chip stacks. Because they're hand for hand, there was actually 3 people that busted. 2 people's chip stacks are relevant on one table, but not on the other table. Chip stacks doesn't matter if one person busts on each table; they just both chop the payout, right? So in this particular scenario, 10th got 15,000, 9th got 18,000, and 8th got 22,000. But because 2 people busted on the same table, and I've looked into this, and I believe they got it exactly right. A few people messaged me about this and said, "Did you see what happened?" And I looked at it. It was just unfortunate for the person who had the shortest stack on the table with the other on the table that had 2 people bust. So what happened was, because he had the shortest stack in that hand on that table, he got the 10th place payout, and then the other 2 on different tables, their chip stacks wasn't relevant, and they both chopped 8th and 9th.
Yeah. Why is it not relevant?
Well, they sort of merged the 2 rules together, and that's on the same table. The shortest check gets the worst payout, and then it comes down to, you sort of work your way backwards.
Because the point of hand for hand is that, so say we're on a bubble for money, right? Like say no one's in the money yet, and then I'm on one table and you're on another. If me and you bust the same hand, the way that it would work is it doesn't matter what our chips were, we're just going to chop. So that's that rule for that. That's the point of hand to hand. It's that it's preventing any like sort of, someone playing too many hands too quickly and it not being fair, or like people tanking, or
I understand that, but they're in the money already. It's not like
but if they're playing hand for hand in that instance, then it should be the same rule applying for that, because
it's a rare situation. Very rare situation. I've never seen it happen
Yeah.
live before. I'm sure it happens online all the time. But what ended up happening,
a lot of brands don't play hand for hand once you're already in the money. This was just one of those situations where the brand decided to, and so they had this situation occur. That's why it never happens, because when do you ever go to a tournament and they never play hand for hand when you're in money?
I mean, there was
tables for sure.
Yeah, they do. But anyway,
I think more frequently than you'd think.
It was just a rare situation, It was just a rare situation where 3 people bust on 2 different tables on the final table bubble. So they actually went from 10 to a final.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think I would be annoyed if I would come 8th and I had because imagine, right? Let's put it this way. Imagine I had 3 million chips. The other person has 100,000 chips, and then someone on the other table has 400,000 chips. Now I lose the hand and I bust, and then I split with the person that had 400,000 chips. I don't think that's fair.
This is probably like an extremely good example of why people actually leave one chip behind.
Yeah,
maybe.
And a lot of people who do it probably don't actually realize why they're doing it. But like Troy, if you're in that spot, right, and you saw that the bust house occurring around it, and you had one chip back, you could actually fold and guarantee yourself 8th spot. Like,
I mean, you could, but yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like,
no, I understand what you're saying. But no coaching you, Liam.
Sorry.
I'm just joking.
The other way,
if you guys are interested, you can get involved in my coaching for $8 an hour.
I'm confused. Isn't that why people leave the chip behind? I've always thought that's what people were doing. That they'll fold it.
I mean,
people do it because they don't
do
even
it
know
with
what
46 players left and 12 paid. Catherine.
I even do it now.
They don't know why they're doing it.
People don't know why they're doing it.
I do it. No, the other thing, yes, what you're saying, Troy, is it doesn't feel fair, right? But I mean, there are. I get that.
If that's the rules. That's the rules.
Yeah, that's the rule, right? It's like you're the closest to the dealer gets that extra chip for no other reason. Then that's the rule. It's not fair. But that's the rule. You're gonna have a rule for this.
Imagine you're second in chips and you just get it in kings versus aces, and the other short stack has pocket twos or whatever.
That only happens to you, Troy.
Yeah. But imagine on the other table, the other person only has 400,000, and you then get split it with the 400,000. I think that's I don't know. If that's the way it is, then that's the way it is. But I feel like there's a reason that you've got as many chips as you've got for the pay jumps, if it's hand to hand, especially. But
that's the way it worked out, and that's
the rule.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Is that the actual rules, or is that just what they did because that's what they thought was?
That's what they did, and I've since had it checked with a couple of TDs, and they all agreed. I haven't checked it with Matt Savage or anyone like that, but That was an interesting one. Very rare.
But to me, it makes the most sense. But it's funny that you don't like it.
It was just unusual, yeah.
What
I just think
if we're on hand for hand for the bubble, then do you think then it matters as well? Do you think it matters in all situations?
No, I think on the bubble it's 100%. You split the cash, but when you're in the money already, it'd be no different to someone busting on the final table, right? Like you should, if you've got more chips, then you should have the higher finishing place. It'd be the same as if there's three-way all in on the final table, right? Liam's got 5,000 chips, you've got 200,000 chips, and I've got 500,000 chips, and you guys both bust. Liam's going to get the lower pay, you're going to get the second pay, and then I'm going to obviously still be in the tournament. It'd be no different to that, right?
You're on different tables.
Yeah, no,
I understand what Troy's getting at.
Obviously, before you were commentating, you have been playing poker for many, many years. I'd love to know, first of all, how you got into poker, and then I have so many more questions after that. But how'd you get there?
So, Catherine, my poker journey began when I was 18. So, I used to, one of my first jobs was a delivery driver at Eagle Boys on the Sunshine Coast. And for my 18th birthday, I got dragged along to the APL just to a free roll. So,
good old free rolls.
Essentially, I went along. I think it was like a Thursday night. I went along with one of the guys that I worked with, and that was basically it. I was hooked from there on. So I remember APL used to do these things. Catherine, you won't remember them, but Troy might. A spend card. So you used to have to spend like $10 at the bar.
No. With the stamps, and then you get extra tips for that. I know that.
Yeah, it was just to basically get you to spend money at the venue. And me and my mates used to try and figure out the cheapest way possible to fill out our card, and whether it was a bowl of chips and a can of Coke or, whatever, right? But yeah, so I basically bummed around playing poker on the Sunshine Coast for probably the first 7 or 8 years of my poker journey. And then I moved to Brisbane and moved into a house with a professional cash game player, Jake Parsons. Many of you guys will know him.
You live with Jake?
Yeah, I lived with Jake for probably the first 8 or 9 months of living in Brisbane. And maybe 4 months into living there, I actually won the Australian Poker League PT first main event, which was for about 25K. And that really gave my bankroll a boost to be able to play other events. And yeah, with the support of my friends, I have lots of supportive friends who invest in my play through staking. I've been able to play in the World Series of Poker main event, Poker Dream in Korea, and then also the World Series of Poker in the Bahamas as well. So been fortunate enough to play the main event in Vegas twice. Poker has given me so much.
My next question was going to be actually like, what, because like you can obviously look up what like your highest earnings are, but like what's the event that actually means the most to you? Like which win or which event or something that some achievement in poker, like which event was it that kind of just means a lot to you?
I think as like a career highlight would be the World Series of Poker main. I think that's a pretty obvious one, but I've spoken about it plenty of times before. Was fortunate enough to play all of day one with Daniel Negreanu on his table, and ended up on his vlog and stuff as well. But so that was a really surreal experience. But the one that means the most is the APL PT main event win. I think it was 2021 actually, so it was a few years ago now. But so essentially, I'll just sort of give you a bit of a rundown of what happened. I went along, played it at Southport Sharks, where the APL Million is held. And I was updating my stack throughout the day. So, just sort of saying like, oh, yeah, 25 left, 20 left, chip leader, 17 left, I've got like 30 bigs, whatever. And I was fortunate enough to have a group of, I think it worked out to be about 14 of my friends from Brisbane. So people like Jolene and Damien Bennett, Stephen Bennett, Simon Mutton, you know, and a whole heap of other people who I played a lot of poker with, but they weren't even in the tournament. They actually got in the car and came down and railed on the final table. So they drove an hour to be there for my final table. And I remember one specific hand where I think we were maybe 4-handed or 3-handed, and I peeled my cards and I peeled like Jack 4-0 on the button. And I remember hearing Jolene. So Jolene is, you know, she plays a lot of poker herself, and she was like, "Oh, he just keeps getting no cards." And she turned around and said that to the rail. 3 seconds later, I jammed it. I just put it in with Jack 4 or whatever, because like, you know, eight bigs average, and it just went fold, and I was just like, Jolene, stop fucking commenting on my cards. But yeah, no. So I ended up going on to win that event, and everyone has always given me heaps about it, but for whatever reason, my friends during the rail just decided that we're going to Sizzler. We're going to Sizzler.
That's what I was going to say.
Was a thing.
And then you were buying the Sizzler, right?
Yeah. So that's where the joke came from. But we're going to Sizzler had never been spoken about before until they decided that was it.
We're going Sizzler. We're going Sizzler. We're going Sizzler.
And now I'm the Sizzler guy. So yeah, pretty fun memory, and yeah, very cool.
You didn't end up going to Sizzler, did you? Because it did shut down, and
no.
Oh.
And then the downswing happened.
Behind the scenes goss on like your biggest adventures, your trips, something crazy.
I mean, I played 100, 200 with Jamie Gold and John Robert Balland. That was pretty fun.
Up.
It's pretty fun.
Jamie Gold. Oh, that's cool.
Did you win?
Had dinner with him too. That was cool.
Didn't speaking of Jamie Gold, he won the biggest WSOP main event ever, right? That was the 12 million.
I think so, yeah.
And he was the guy with the controversy where he didn't pay his backer, right? Did you ask him about that? Like
what do you reckon? You reckon I asked him about that?
Oh, you're a scammer.
So Jamie, tell me all about that guy.
That's what I would ask him.
Yeah, I know. That's probably why you don't get invited to dinner with Jamie Gold.
Are you going to sit at Nobu asking Jamie Gold about his...
No, to be honest, I didn't ask him about that. And the conversations that I had with Jamie were actually like a lot of the negative press that's associated, you know, with him. And
if you win 12 million and someone's got half and you don't give them the 6, it's kind of a big deal, you know?
Craig, I'll get him on the phone right now and we'll ask him about it if you want.
Let him know. I want him to let him know about the Poker Pulse podcast, and you know.
Mate, you can have him on next week if you want.
On next episode.
No, in all honesty, every experience I've had with Jamie and interaction has been great. You know, I don't know the details behind that story. I've certainly heard it, but you know, for anyone who has a controversy like that would find themselves pretty hard pressed to enter a poker room without having half the room say something. So I would like to believe that isn't the case, because I mean, you know, if I don't pay Troy half, Troy's not going to say nothing about it. You know, like he's going to tell everyone in the room.
Yeah, no, it was quite big at the time. It was all over the media at the time. I remember.
I imagine it would have been, but those things don't just go away. So I would like to believe that it's not a truthful story. So, but yeah, I mean,
I agree. If I know someone that owes someone money, that if they showed their face at the
you know what I mean though, right? Like, you know, if Jamie Gold owes some bloke $6 million, the bloke who's owed $6 million is not going to just let him walk through the.
No, he doesn't owe them $6 million. I believe they what they did is they froze the money and they settled.
Anyway, $6 million's pretty cool. I'll take $6 million.
Yeah, I mean, no, he won the WSOP.
I'm pretty sure I had a spot with him in that one. Do you reckon I should hit him?
I reckon you should. He'd probably want to know why you bust before the swap, though.
Yeah. Did you win in that game? The 200 for 100 or whatever it was?
100.
No, so Troy, as you know, I don't win.
That's not true. You just told us.
No, so when during the World Series of Poker Bahamas trip, I was there with Jake Parsons, who's my very good friend, and Jake had been invited to play in this 100. Essentially, it was a 50, 100, 200 game with Squid. So it was gigantic. So
that's USD, right?
Yeah, USD. So that's essentially what worked out to be like 81.60, 320. And I was fortunate enough that I had some USDT from some Solana gains. And yeah, we ended up jumping in that game. And I unfortunately wasn't fortunate enough to win. Probably the size of the game did actually get to me because I kept thinking about mortgage repayments but yeah, no. So essentially, I was playing with Rob Yong and John Robert Belland and some other high stakes guys over there. And I was also playing with Jake. So Jake is one of the most talented cash game players I know. And unfortunately, in every 30K pot, Jake ran like I run in a running race, so not too good. So yeah, for both of us, it wasn't too profitable, but it was an extremely cool experience. And then in another game, I just got obliterated drunk and just started hurling abuse at Jamie Gold, who was playing 2-5-10, and I said, "Oh, you get me in that game." The loud Australian found his way into the game, and that culminated in dinner with Jamie later in the week, and Jake and I head off to Nobu. We spoke to Jamie about his past in the game. Of course, his World Series bracelet and his and all of his experience with Hollywood as well. So Jamie has a background in producing and that kind of thing as well, which is really cool. And then through those connections during the World Series of Poker last year, Jake and I head off to a cash game, which was much bigger than I'd like to discuss, but I think it was 200, 400, 1K US, and the likes of Nick Airball and these guys and that kind of thing were sitting in the game, and Jake and I just had a couple of drinks, and I looked at the small blind and walked out. So, but yeah, no. So, I mean, up until moving to Brisbane, I've lived quite a sheltered life, but in the last 5 or 6 years, I've seen 5 decades of stories. So, so it's been cool.
You going WSOP this year?
Just with family commitments, I can't imagine that I'll probably be there. I'd love to, but yeah, I think maybe the Melbourne main, Aussie Millions main will probably be the biggest event I play this year. But I think Vegas is a really. I find it hard to drag my family along to a location like Vegas because I just think that it's not a spot for kids, So I know that there are plenty of people who do, and plenty of people who are happy to do it. But I know that my kids love routine, and that they love their network that they have around them, their family and our friends that we see so regularly. So I think I'll probably wait until 2027 before I'm off to Vegas again. But yeah,
maybe it's time for another Bahamas trip. Bring the kids along. They can go on the slides at Atlantis.
Mate, it costs $9,000 for a cheeseburger in the Bahamas.
Oh, I know. I was there when you were there that year. That was crazy.
I am telling you, you couldn't pay me to go back there. I thought it was a great time, but oh my God. That's an expensive holiday destination.
All right. Well, up next, I guess, the other big news, Danny McDonagh. He's come back. He's doing the Aussie Millions. I think he was last in crown at the Aussie Millions about 25 years ago, around just after the year 2000. He was there. I think it might have been 2003 or so.
Catherine, the year 2000 was
My birthday.
was it?
Yeah.
Far out.
Really? Oh, gee, I don't
Catherine,
get.
do you remember the year 2000? No, I remember 2003. 2003 was when I started walking.
I don't want to reveal how Daniel McDonagh's age, but he's back at the Aussie Millions after he was there 25 years ago or so. What do you think about that?
Been fresh 18 then, Craig.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he looked quite young in the photos I saw. He's making his return back to the Crown to run that as the head tournament director. So that's some good news. Yeah, that instantly gives some credibility back to the series that hasn't run for 5 years. You know, if they've got one of the best in the business doing it, Danny's widely known. He's in the Australian Poker Hall of Fame, obviously. Well, some people might have known that, but he is for his services to poker. Danny McDonagh. And he's widely known as one of the best tournament directors in Australia, if not the world. He's been working for WPT most recently. And
all over the world, right?
Asian poker. He's worked in Asia. He's done a few of the games over there. I believe he's even done a series over I think he first went over in Foxwoods and somewhere over there at some stage. Anyway, he's done the full circle.
He ran the one that I went to in Manila last year.
Right.
Yeah.
That was PokerStars, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so he's worked for PokerStars as well. He's widely experienced, and that's a huge win for Crown having the experience there. And I think particularly good. Obviously, there's a lot of other TDs and dealers that work for Crown currently, and if they can sponge information off from someone that experienced, I think that's good news.
Prestige is on the line, APT's in town, and it's your time. This is your shot to shine. Stack your chips and feel the fire. Players, champs, Hashem, deep stacks, Goliath, main event and grind. Huge guarantees to be smashed. The Melbourne champs, where legends rise.
Yeah, so speaking of the Aussie Millions, we've got to talk about APT. They're back because they actually have done a collaboration partnership with the Aussie Millions. They have a series 27th of February, I'm going to say, to March 3rd. I think they have a little satellite series before that, starting on the 22nd. Liam, Cathy, Troy, you're going to go there?
I'll be in Vegas.
Yeah, you'll be in
I'll
Vegas.
leave for Vegas on Tuesday.
But Cathy, you've got some news about that, and Liam.
Yes, I will be there. I'm back and I'm doing the media and I'm so excited. Honestly, if there's any brand that I want to be doing media for, it's APT. And when they asked me, I couldn't say no. I'm getting on that plane. I'm heading to Melbourne and I cannot wait to be back in poker and doing media. Thing I love the most.
Yeah, you had a good time last time. And I remember you did that what's in the box thing. I think that was Shelley's idea or something, and you did that with some cool players. That really took off. So hopefully you bring that back and some new stuff as well. And Liam, I heard you've been locked in to do some commentary there.
Yeah, no, very, very excited and happy to be joining the APT team and working with Matty Marshall. So I know I've heard some extremely good things about Matty and all the effort he puts in, but yeah, no, looking forward to stepping into the booth and just wanted to, I guess, take the opportunity. APT, I'm really excited about the schedule that has been released. There are some, events coming up, which are going to be great. So APT heading back to Eaton's Hill later in the year in Brisbane on the north side. And then a couple of events in Melbourne, obviously with the next series coming up as well, and then Sydney as well. But
Adelaide and
and Gold Coast as well. So I think that the more independent providers we have in Australia, the better. Competition breeds excellence, essentially, is what I really like to think. The more places we have, the better as poker players to be. The better our incentives to play are going to be. So If we have a brand like APT, as well as APL, and then we also have PlayLive, and we have, Queen Bees, and we have Poker Palace as well, and the Australian Poker Open. The standard becomes so much better because they're fighting for our business. If you're someone who loves to play with the APL, make sure you get out and support the APT as well. Get along to Club Marconi with the Australian Poker Open. Get along to all of these different events because as poker players, we need to vote with our feet and support the guys who are doing the best job for us as poker players. And I'm really excited about the APT. I guess the resurgence or the positive scheduling that's just occurred.
Yeah, they've got some huge guarantees there too. I think their main event's 350k guaranteed.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting with APT, who have just recently partnered with Crown. Crown for a really long time were the voice in Australian poker. Throughout COVID, things have changed a little bit. The independent providers have sort of really taken the ball and run with it. But Crown partnering with APT, and particularly one of the APT main event satellites at the APT Melbourne series coming up.
Yeah.
3 main event seats guaranteed. If you're in town, if you're in Melbourne playing the series, it's an unmissable event. So if you know that you're going to be able to, guarantee yourself a main event seat, it's really commendable from the player's perspective to know that APT have obviously done enough to partner with Crown, but also to take the initiative and say, hey, we're going to get 3 seats guaranteed. So I'm very much looking forward to playing that one. And congratulations to APT and on the partnership with Crown.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it to see how they go and bring it back and bigger and better than ever. I actually think I've looked at the schedule and I think it's huge. It's going to be really.
I think the Hashams, Tony and Joe have a really strong partnership and history of working with Crown. I remember as a younger poker player, the Joe Hasham Deep Stack series, and then obviously Tony has his own ties with Crown through there as well. And I know that Joe works so closely with the APT. It's a really natural partnership for Crown and APT because of those ties that they have.
Part of the Aussie Millions success was obviously timing when Joe Hasham won the 2005 WSOP main. That was a huge reason that a lot of players started playing Hold'em, and that helped the boom of the Crown poker scene and everything as well. So I guess, it's part of the history of Australian poker that's why, Joe Hasham there, he's now got a restaurant too at Crown as well called Royal Stacks.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's actually interesting. If you go to Royal Stacks Instagram, you'll see a interesting video. I thought it was actually quite funny. I found it a little bit cringe, but I actually really enjoyed it. It's a remake of a Rounders scene with Joe Hasham. And it must be one of the girls that works at Royal Stacks. And Joe Hasham's got the Oreos and that. So check out Royal Stacks. If you haven't seen Rounders, you probably won't see the connection. You'll probably just think it's a cool.
You haven't seen Rounders, stop watching the podcast. Get out.
Yeah. Best
Finish watching the podcast and then watch
it. Rounders clip. Yeah, Royal Stacks did a cool little video on their Instagram, so check that out. Also on Australian Poker Tour, they have a player of the series as well. There's so many ways to. It's like Australian Poker Tour is trying to be that pathway to the Aussie Millions, which is great because it sort of benefits both. It benefits the APT and it benefits Aussie Millions getting the numbers in there too. There's 2 guaranteed seats as part of a player of the series, 2 main event seats there. As I said, they've got a satellite series starting on the 22nd, and then they're giving away. I think they're giving away at least half a dozen seats in guarantees across the series. One of them is, you said, 40k, 4 seats guaranteed. That's huge. And then obviously it's in Melbourne as well. So if you're in Melbourne and you win a seat, you stay there and you can play the Aussie Millions in April. So we're looking forward to that. said Danny McDonagh's going to be there. A lot of pros are coming over from overseas, and their game at Crown is really big.
Not too many pros, so the game won't be that tough. Don't
Well,
worry about that.
they've really picked up. They've really picked up with the satellites.
Joey's coming.
They've done some satellites. They've done a heap. They're actually smashing the satellites probably better than anyone, especially considering they're 10Ks.
I think, that was always the biggest success for the satellite series. So it's really nice to see APT jumping in to run some additional satellites as
and it's
well.
good to see Dean Blatt.
I was about to say that.
I think he's won. I think they've had.
Lucas Jumic.
I think Dean Blatt's won 12 Aussie Millions main event seats already.
He's in every photo.
Every photo, he's just a freak. That's how he pays off his mortgage. Some of us do it. Some of us think we have to win a tournament. Team Black just turns up and wins satellites and bang, 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 bang. 10K a pop. See you later. No worries. It's a freeze out, so you can only play once. Yeah, he loves it.
I was literally about to say that, but I didn't want to butt in.
Yeah. Speaking of satellites too, I turned up the other night to play the Star Shot Clocks, which is currently running, Star Series Shot Clocks at the Gold Coast. Sat down at my table, and you never guess who was sitting opposite me in this satellite. It was a player in the, I'll give you a clue, he's in the top 10 all-time Australian money list.
Liam Murray?
Top 10.
Top 10 rake payers.
Liam's top 10 in his street.
Luke Martinelli owns 3 houses in my street, so that's why I'm full.
He's got red hair.
Mark Voss.
Right. Adrian Attenborough.
No way.
Adrian Attenborough.
From New Zealand. From Vegas. He just moved back to Australia.
Yeah. So I was talking to him. He's actually going to be back permanently on the Australian poker scene. Like he's actually going to be touring around playing like professionally. So that's probably not good for the pros, but you know.
He's in that commentary gig.
With the laws in Vegas, how they've changed all the laws with Trump being in power, he wasn't able to get he wasn't able to get his visa renewed because that wasn't needed to be more professional poker players in.
I thought you were talking about the 90% rule with the tax.
Well, it's probably a bit of both, but no, he couldn't he couldn't get his visa renewed, so he's come back. Yeah, there's
I speak to him quite often, and he was a bit annoyed that he couldn't renew his visa, so he's just moved back to Australia.
Wow, so I had to do battle with him in the shot clocks, and I said it's lucky it's a shot clock because you took 17 minutes to play a hand once, didn't you? Heads up with.
I'm sure he appreciated that, Dirk.
Yeah, he did. I said I was actually
become second.
Yeah,
and then he took me out. He got lucky. He got very lucky. Yeah,
absolute justice.
He's a champion bloke, and I called time on him in a shot clock.
When the stakes are high, only the best know how to keep their cool. Observant, reflective. Make the right decision at the right time. Every hand is a choice. Every choice can change everything. Enter the competition, an exceptional setting, a unique destination where strategy meets escape, where poker takes on a new dimension. Whatever your playing style, whatever your budget, a place you are attending, a destination, a unique opportunity. Enter the game. Noumea Poker Series.
14th to the 21st of March this year, so it's a month away. Not long to go now. If you are interested in traveling there, make sure you reach out to us or the Australian Poker Schedule. We've got all of the details. Everyone that goes through the Australian Poker Schedule will get a Australian Poker Schedule bucket hat and some merch to take over there. They're also going to give you a 10% discount across the series at their resort. Let us know. Reach out. It's actually really good value. I think it might have gone up to about $800 return now from Sydney, and the accommodation's $200 a night, and that's for per a room with a king, garden view, balcony, and everything. So it's fantastic. You can see the golf, kite surfing.
Poker in paradise, but
Yeah,
like
there's 1 or 2 events every day. You can pick and choose and spend the rest of the time relaxing on the beach with a cocktail. So it is truly a destination series. We really want the partnership with Noumea to work out, because a lot of Australia, it is so close to Australia. They're one of our regional partners, and it used to be very successful back in the day as well. Guys like Mel Judah and Andrew Shanahan, just to name a few that have been there and had success over there as well. So look out for that. All righty, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us. What's your social media handle, Liam, or way to reach out to you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Liam Murray, or on Instagram, LKMUZZ. I love to share my day-to-day living, and also my poker life as well. So, upcoming series with the APT will be streaming on Facebook. I believe we'll also be on YouTube and probably even Twitch. But yeah, looking forward to joining you all in the commentary booth for the next series. And if you're floating around the APT Melbourne, I'd love to have you join me in the booth as well. So, if you're someone who would like to check it out, come and have a chat, and we can hopefully try and tee it up. Troy, all the best for your next trip.
Thanks, mate.
Hopefully you come back with a couple of trophies. And Catherine, I hope you enjoy the next 3 or 4 days of the best days of your life.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks once again for tuning in. We'll see you next time. See you.
Enjoy.